used to be into the Islam. Hold on.
Allah damn, I must say her name in vain. Taught to love, hate to see only my people in pain. Minds walked and brain lost and watched. Sons of God still hang on trees, but black Jesus hung on a cross. Watching them stagger with anger through the thoughtless forest. Wearing black to bury, but called black is lawless. The only race human. We were the green and blue men with more science, ancient solutions. Uplift and falling, calling for the end of confusion. But damnation loves the hologram, show illusion. Trick and bamboozled as always and forever. Damnation needs to learn a new measure. Aggressor or intelligent tone beats a many time cousin. They expect the nigga antics, the yelling and cussing. Turban of feds turns heads of feds to dashboard computers. Some told them leave the Moors alone to crown prosecutors. Some listen, some turn to kill the who's not a more sharpshooter. Wards of the crown, civil litter. More tooth pocket looters. Lions conquered cause their pride and courage is neutered. In the face of damn niggas.
We don't live under the law. That's not true. Brady doesn't even here in the church. Also, I used to be into the Islam. Hold on.
It's crazy how the politics can't call it quits. Prepping excursions of perversion just to call they bids. Now this one for the snorting all the bed-based kids. They got a whole lot of wordplay to make you sick. Make compose it just to throw it in your face. Take six, it's all games cause these corporates trying to sell you tricks. And ain't no excuses for the losing boy. It's tunnel vision, stardust, and this a comet straight. You the boy to make you would take. You're feeding off the damnation just so you can hate her. She can never be the reason you a traitor. Just tell her all the lies just to open up her thighs and try to break her instead of open up her eyes and try to wake her. Impossible, cause all you try to do is let this paper cater to her feelings and blind her like a savior. Picture you a painter, but all the bets are trying to wager. This be I only give you what you can have.
In the face of damnation. In the face of damnation.
I used to be into the Islam. Hold on.
Allah damn, I must say her name in vain. Taught to love, hate to see only my people in pain. Minds walked and brain lost and watched. Sons of God still hang on trees, but black Jesus hung on a cross. Watching them stagger with anger through the thoughtless forest. Wearing black to bury, but called black is lawless. The only race human. We were the green and blue men with more science, ancient solutions. Uplift and falling, calling for the end of confusion. But damnation loves the hologram, show illusion. Trick and bamboozled as always and forever. Damnation needs to learn a new measure. Aggressor or intelligent tone beats a many time cousin. They expect the nigga antics, the yelling and cussing. Turban of feds turns heads of feds to dashboard computers. Some told them leave the Moors alone to crown prosecutors. Some listen, some turn to kill the who's not a more sharpshooter. Wards of the crown, civil litter. More tooth pocket looters. Lions conquered cause their pride and courage is neutered. In the face of damn niggas.
We don't live under the law. That's not true. Brady doesn't even here in the church. Also, I used to be into the Islam. Hold on.
It's crazy how the politics can't call it quits. Prepping excursions of perversion just to call they bids. Now this one for the snorting all the bed-based kids. They got a whole lot of wordplay to make you sick. Make compose it just to throw it in your face. Take six, it's all games cause these corporates trying to sell you tricks. And ain't no excuses for the losing boy. It's tunnel vision, stardust, and this a comet straight. You the boy to make you would take. You're feeding off the damnation just so you can hate her. She can never be the reason you a traitor. Just tell her all the lies just to open up her thighs and try to break her instead of open up her eyes and try to wake her. Impossible, cause all you try to do is let this paper cater to her feelings and blind her like a savior. Picture you a painter, but all the bets are trying to wager. This be I only give you what you can have.
It's going back, not forward. Living for the youth, measure up the truth. Back to this constitutional fold.
In the face of damn niggas.
We don't live under the law. That's not true. Brady doesn't even here in the church. Also, I used to be into the Islam. Hold on.
All aboard, all in. Hands up, all for one for all. Man up, damnation like to make excuses like their hands cuffed. Usually in the cookie jars where their hands stuck. Always pointing fingers on what we do. Why you mad at us? Lead them to the water, make them drink. Still matters. Off took the pill, wasn't ready. What you think? Back on luck, resorting to your corporate ways. Think you made a an honest buck. Look at all the things you say, lets me know your life sucks. Regret choices every day, why bother waking up? Damnation always says the half empty of the cup. Higher self eventually fades to obscurity, lower self raises up. Run into the church, worship him, but they praising us. Empty out your purse, sing a hymn, in God you trust. Blood of Christ wash away your sins, so what's the fuss when you could run to us? Why you acting sus? You were agent, I still ride the back of the bus. Blood hits the pavement, politician gets his cut. Mental enslavement, static connect, breaking up.
That's not true. My radio doesn't hear it in the church. I'm sorry. I used to be into the Islam. Hold on.
Read the future through the stars, or Tarot of Mars. Cut you with the scimitar or shadow sword. Then in Callaway, our names are Moors of Europe. Black and Indians say lying and selling you hope. Dirty Moors tell you MST of A is religious. Replace Jesus with Drew Ali singing hymns like Christians. Emmanuel I said be a human rights reader, but Ross play games in Moorish Jalabiyas. You Wapians know the dog gave him circle 7 lessons and call him a nation of Moors in 360 questions. Hebrew Israelites are Moorish, Zionist Jews, but has the mothers in the back of tabernacle rooms, praying to the patriarch when Ark is the womb. Reincarnated Drew Ali written on Gibbon's tomb. Drew Ali reincarnated is also Fard Muhammad, claiming the prophet, but he's all about profit. $sign odds, 10 grand for a package. King of the Moor smearing feces, that's so savage. They're not against me, but against Drew Ali. They're not adjective like black collar or Somali. Jumping over Negro and say more means blacks as nigga leaders with scholarship off track. Should face a firing squad with lies like that. BLM leaders, mansions, every state on the map. No guilt or remorse, they face on billboards, but police victims in courts as a status quo wards. Mothers mourning, hiring civil rights attorneys. Most of them are not worthy and job turkeys. Make you march and picket, no one sees you like midgets. No matter how hard you fidget, choked out for 10 minutes. Been dead for 7 on your highway to heaven. They get off with the wrist slap, but not charged like a felon. You can't see what I can see. You're blind, baby. You're blind from the facts. You can't see what I can see. You're blind, baby. Your mind is so black. You can't see what I can see. You're blind, baby. You're blind from the facts. You can't see what I can see.
That's those black
You're blind,
glasses,
baby.
right?
Your mind is so black.
You said meet them where they're at? Been there, done that. Sounds like you want me going back to being black. Dead carcass, a dead status, same difference. All in experience. Blacks getting shot up, but Moors made them shut up. Double cup, that's protection. Every man to a nation. Negotiate for what? When you have the Constitution. Am I a Negro or what? You need permission, not prohibitive, privilege. Like you're somebody's kid, I guess that's the way we live. Nah, free national standards. I'm nobody's bastard. Land, air, water. That spells law, but you're blind, baby. I told you, you're blind, baby. Message for the freckle lady. Don't shoot my birdie, more science and facts. Fiction is the movie. Look at where you act. If you don't believe me, then study. Then you will know, and you will grow. You will know, and you will grow. Blind, baby.
You can't see what I can see. You're blind, baby. You're blind from the facts. You can't see what I can see. You're blind, baby. Your mind is so black. You can't see what I can see. You're blind, baby. You're blind from the facts. You can't see what I can see. You're blind, baby. Your mind is so black.
Lamism developed in Tibet in the Tang dynasty, and then passed into Mongolia and northeast China. Lamaism is the Buddhism practiced in Tibet. This type of Buddhism is the Indian Mahayana Buddhism, intermingled with elements of Asian Tibetan religions. High person indicates great stature in the Buddhist religion. a noble man of much wisdom and good works, standing higher than all others. Therefore, a high person, a Tibetan Buddhist Lama, is like the abbot in Chinese Buddhism. Abbots are the monks' instructors. They pass on their wisdom in the same way as any other type of teacher. The abbot.
Step down from me 13 step. Stranger, who's black here, take first step. Won't save you, KRS is my nature. Been correction papers, I'm a motherfucking savior. Hey, give thanks to my makers, not just high. See you later to my haters. Keep it up and drop a planet on these traders. Even trust, got full principle. The fifth is just, who damn government if not us, the people. Me, the mama, the papa, come first. Find them within the internal compass. Jump on the llama when the industry pulls from the drama. When it starts back up, more's on top when we alter. This world's more than just, hey, what's up for the slaughter? The abbot, the panda, nobody grander. The stature, Prophet Noble Jew Ali is the answer.
The abbot, the abbot, the abbot.
Yeah.
The abbot, the abbot, the abbot. Much wisdom, and good work, The abbot.
Our abbot brought us Islamism, lived this unity or divisionism. He never died, we survived the great schism, avalanche, lies, and libel. He made us national, not tribal. Impropria persona, don't throw away your Bible. Affirm, never swear, matriarch, not vital. Honors to the mothers using menstrual cycles to make waves tidal. I'm his disciple. Teachings of our abbot needs to go viral. We recycle Quran questions, recital, chakras spiral, lower self stifle, so delightful. Awaiting higher self arrival. Trained us to be mental fittest for survival. Gave up the slave tags for ancestral titles. Back from the dead when the abbot tapped my spinal. Not the heavy metal band, but the path of the left hand.
The abbot, the abbot, the abbot. The abbot, the abbot, the abbot. A noble man, and much wisdom, and good work, The abbot.
Developing inner self is like building physical muscle. Even when we're physically still, we never spiritual hustle. Must you question our prefer answers and lessons? Been in sessions with those that develop spirit like professions. The message is trust thyself. The more we know, balance with the more that we know there's more we don't know. Gotta grow still. Decay's the only other option. I don't like that feel, so I cut and connect with real. Not just to heal, to thrive. To escalate our inner state, once focused on survive. We better now, we rise. Divide plan, harmonizing my logic and inner man. Stand still, listen to inner voice, articulate will. Fulfillment of the goal of oneness is truly silence. Inner outer self is one. No plus, no minus, or minders. MYND or harmonization. Physical and spiritual, and us creations waiting.
The abbot, the abbot, the abbot. The abbot, the abbot, the abbot.
Yeah.
A noble man, and much wisdom, and good work, The abbot.
It's a journey for whoever's worthy to learn of self and not to ossify behaviors early. It's still a controversy. Flat earth, round earth, who the first people? They try to calculate a formula to keep it equal. But I am an nemesis to all you supremacists, putting all the emphasis to crush all your benefits, distorting what was relevant, tracing back to Genesis. The proof is in the pudding, we impeach more than presidents. Still we take your precedence, uplifting humanity. Sifting out you dirty moors, I'm standing with who's backing me. Yeah, 1933 was a tragedy, a blessing in the same breath, removing all the chains from the brain, so plain left, never disappear, it's essential from this plain flesh. Student always learning, this is certain, I am shameless. The abbot to the abbot, we going through the same test, same test.
The abbot, the abbot, the abbot. The abbot, the abbot, the abbot. A noble man, and much wisdom, and good work, The abbot.
prophet said don't abort the mission. Never waited for the course decision. Escape from this corporate fiction. Sometimes high, sometimes low. Phase in and out. Constant switching, different route. Avoid the friction. Watch your mouth. Change your ditches. Status out. No jurisdiction. What we about? Most won't listen. Build this house. My solar system. Begin it south. We in remission. Got no doubt. My prophet's mission. My prophet's vision.
A noble man. The abbot. The abbot. The abbot. The abbot. The abbot.
And I know what time it is.
Yo, me too, bro. Yeah. Iron. Sheep. Moorish Master MC. Hey, yo. What up, what up, what up? You already know. Audio mechanics, what up? Yo. No need for a swatch watch. I read the time in the signs like prophets and seers. Put a hex on the beers. Put some wicker on Leopold and Mussolini offspring. To the ancestors, spill their blood as my offering. Oshuno Lacunia, may I show me reflections in water like balls of crystal. Wars with penis missiles. Sun gaze and sea gods peeping from behind. I'm learning to love instead of hate and be kind, cause
What time?
yes, I know.
What time?
I'm thinking it's time for the wake up. Good morning as I'm yawning. Check my phone, it's only 2 a.m. Thoughts bubble like a cauldron. Feeling the tonin drip from my pineal gland. Activating my mitochondrial DNA strands. Stimulating my chakras like a camera captures. I did foresee the rapture. Stones falling in Turkey like rain from the sky. My farmer shoveling thousands of bees that died from radioactive waves from cell phone towers. As niggas babble and debate falsehood for hours. No PhD, but they call themselves doctors. We living in the time of false prophets. When we hear them speak, got the feeling awkward. It's like they speak a language I don't understand or talk with. Their tongue fork like utensils, and they stay playing with your mental.
I know what time it is.
I won't back off, lay away like I knew jewelry. Jewelers are carpenters and carvers, varnish finish. So you know the shine won't diminish. While rappers spending G's on gold that could be for fools. My chest glisten like the sun off pools. From my jewels, argon energy, pendant protection jewels. Enhance my life with spiritual tools. Opening chakras with crystals wrapped in copper. Using the force of quartz, put brakes on a copper. Microcrystalline jade, metamorphic rock pieces. Put a shame to diamond crusted Jesus headpieces. Obsidian and opal, leopard skin, jasper on a string. Tiger eye, green tourmaline ring. It looks like the star. Woo! Woo! I won't back off, lay away like I knew jewelry. Jewelers are carpenters and carvers, varnish finish. So you know the shine won't diminish. While rappers spending G's on gold that could be for fools. My chest glisten like the sun off pools. From my jewels, argon energy, pendant protection jewels. Enhance my life with spiritual tools. Opening chakras with crystals wrapped in copper. Using the force of quartz, put brakes on a copper. Microcrystalline jade, metamorphic rock pieces. Put a shame to diamond Trusted Jesus headpieces, obsidian and opal, leopard skin, jasper on a string, tiger eye, green tourmaline ring. It looks like the star essence when I blink. Change negative to positive like colors on the moon ring. No gold, a whole black beads, no ice. I'm looking like Africa, Bam, X-Clan, and Just Ice. Rapid varnish pendant, Moorish mug chest, filled with crystal stones, Merlin treasure chest, clearing my aura as I come before you. Rappers see me with no eyes and think I'm a pauper. Rob a rapper of his Gucci Lincoln pendant self-portrait. Pouring souls to the devil cause they made themselves corporate. New jewelry gets attention like passing next hornet. Keep new jewelry as wood, no matter what you call it. Peace, Moors. We're out of IG jail, but we're still doing our 77-day challenge. So if you come around here with your BS, you're just getting blocked. We're not even debating you people anymore. 77 days. See if it's worth it at the end. Or should we just take the scimitar to everybody? You gotta give honors. You gotta give honors to the man of the hour, the man of the century, the man of the decade. Noble Drew Ali. Supreme honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Supreme honors. Honors that you run out of honors and you still have to find honors somewhere to give. Hammer that truth in. Hammer that truth in. Hammer that truth in. Hammer it in. United Nations General Assembly. Is not what Moors are saying. Right? 2015. 2015, what year is it right now? Alright. You don't want to hear what Moors are saying. Alright, how about you listen to UN or whatever, since you want to listen to them. Since you want to listen to them. You know, so remember, this is not us cussing you out. This is the UN. So don't get mad at Canaanland Moors. Go talk to the UN. Human Rights Council. 31st session. Agenda item 2 and 3. Right? Annual report of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights and reports of the Office of the High Commissioner and the Secretary General. Promotion and protection of all human rights. Civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights, including the right to development. Impact of the arbitrary deprivation of nationality on the enjoyment of the rights of children concerned, and existing laws and practices on accessibility for children to acquire nationality, inter alia of the country in which they are born if they otherwise would be stateless. So we'll stop there. And then again, give honors. I don't care where you're going to find them. I don't care who you gave honors to before. Take those honors from them and give them to him. Who you gave honors to? Name them. Take the honors from them and give it to Noble Drew Ali. All these fakers that didn't tell you about nationality, they told you about everything else. Everything under the sun, moon, and stars they told you about, and not nationality. How come they didn't tell you about nationality? They tell you about everything else. They tell you about melanin in the brain.
and how that's connected to the cosmos, because melanin and the cosmos have a relation. That's why all the pyramids are reflective of the cosmos, because heaven's on earth. I don't know what you thought, but you know, certain people stop talking about nationality. They start talking about you're everything except have a nationality. And look at your conditions. Your children, because I don't know what you parents are talking about. Because I was a parent. Maybe somewhere has to get ran in with the AKs or something. Because you're violating children's rights. They're the first ones that have rights. They're the first ones that the world said, hey, we need to look at the rights of children because children are getting violated and, you know, nobody's not doing anything about it. And guess what they said? Every child has a right to a nationality. That's 1900s. The Noble Drew Ali's 1900s. And then Noble Drew Ali is saying in the divine constitution and bylaws that people think is for some religious corporation in Cook County registered as secretary of somebody. Think that that's what this is about. When Act 6 will tell you in the divine constitution, which divine means, so if you violate divine, then you look at your conditions. You realize why you're in the situation that you're in because you violated your own stuff. They're mad, the European. They're not doing anything wrong. They're doing exactly what they do. Rape, pillage, murder, whatever, you know what I mean? They do. And whoever's in the way, you're gonna get it too. Certain people, you just stay out their way. Then they eat their self, and then, you know, now you don't have to deal with them. But nah. You don't want to play no nationality game, so you have to engage these people in the realms that they create. And Noble Drew Ali took you out of it. In the 1920s, when these people were talking, remember these same Europeans going and murdering people's children and stuff like that? With their blue helmets and all that. And you talk to anybody in the world who with the blue helmets come there, they ain't coming there to help them or anything like that. Help who? It's a regime. It's not your protection or whatever like that. The rights are yours. That, you know what I mean? If they're gonna rape and pillage, they're gonna put you on notice. Well, you know, everybody has a right to a nationality, so we're just letting you know that, you know, you have a nationality, because if you're stateless, then we got you. If you're stateless, we got you. And what's absolutely mind-blowing is that it's probably about only 6 of you out there who's gonna get this message and start studying and realize that, damn, what the Moors are talking about, that's actually what the hell is this stuff is about. What about 6 of you? Islam to you, you're all on the way, on the fence, people. Everybody already got off the fence. We're not worried about you. You're supposed to be studying somewhere, studying something, because you already know what's up. It's the fence riding people, and the 1 or 2 back there who, you know, they're sending the signals. You see the lighthouse back there, but unfortunately, we're not coming to you. You gotta make it to us, because the boat has left the dock. So you're late. Right? No problem. No problem if you're late. Know that at least you got it now. You can't say that you weren't told. That Noble Drew Ali brought you everything it takes to save a nation, and now these people are taking it, saving nations in the world out there, and then you're not looking at Noble Drew Ali like, God, they took his stuff. Oh yeah, because they never told you about Noble Drew Ali. And if they do tell you about him, they have you think that he's some religious guy, black Islamic sect, or some dressing like. No, you have it absolutely messed up. So, Act 6, with us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. That's Act 6 in your divine constitution and bylaws that they never told you about because they want to play Negro, black, colored, Ethiopian games with you. And not just tell you your nationality, that you're a Moorish American descendant of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. And if you think Africa is only across the Atlantic Ocean, your geography is off. With us, all members must. Do you know what must is? Let's look up must. Let's see what must means. We don't. People have to see stuff. Because we know that it's one of you that's going to get this point. Right? Verb, auxiliary of prediction, be obliged, be necessarily impelled, have to, be able to, from Proto-Germanic motanan, Old Saxon motan, to be obliged, have to have room to be able to. Must proclaim their nationality. So what are we to do now? What is the next steps? Proclaim your nationality. Stop playing your Negro, black, color, doesn't matter what we call ourselves, and have a nationality. Go and study that nationality so you know what it is. We say Moorish nationality because that's what Noble Drew Ali brought. We're riding with him every day, all day, till the wheels fall off. We're riding with Drew Ali. Because no one else told us we're not Negro, black, colored, and all that BS. No one told us that. Everyone was cool with us being Negro, black, colored. Now look at our conditions, and everybody's asking the Moors what we're supposed to do. What do you mean? All these Negro leaders who you had for the past 100 years, they know too. How come they didn't tell you is what you should be asking. Don't be asking us stuff. Ask us things that you want a reference point for so you can grow physically, spiritually, emotionally, whatever. Because everybody's here on a journey. But when you're asking a question like, what are we to do? It's really, what are you doing? Because you're on this. You know, this is what we're doing. Right? Keep reading. Keep studying. But make sure it's Moorish related. Forget all the Negro, Black, African, American, Black, Indian, and all that stuff. Forget all that. You have to have laser beam focus on Moorish information. That's the next step. Engulf yourself with Moorish information. What is this thing Moorish? Because we know about all the other stuff. If you know about King Tut and all that stuff, he's a black man and all that, and you know the Jews are black people and all that stuff, then okay, you need to go check out the Moorish paradigm. Because what we thought we knew when we thought, when we were in the black stuff and we got to the African and we thought we knew something, we didn't know anything. Why? Because nationality was missing. Because that's the key point. That's the foundation of this consciousness that we're saying we're espousing for people to be part of. That's not what this is, though. This is nationality. This is not some group join to. So there's many different levels where, your question applies, not just in your situation, because you're late. You know what I mean? There's more that's been on this longer than us. That we're even late. But we're late because of the individuals who we trusted with our minds that really took advantage. Because they knew about the Moorish paradigm. Everyone knows about it. It's not a secret. It's only a secret to those who don't know. The point is you not knowing about the Moorish paradigm, Noble Drew Ali, and all that. Forget all the other leaders' names that you ever heard. The name Noble Drew Ali should be at the top of the list before any name who you think is somebody that brought you some knowledge to save yourself and all that. They didn't bring you jack if they didn't tell you about nationality. And then when you go do your research on Noble Drew Ali, you find out that all these Europeans and all these people, they know that he's the first one who brought Islam to America for niggers. Because they didn't have a religion, because they were a slave. Which is why, again, you go back to the UN stuff. And they're talking about they're stateless people. Why is there stateless people? If everyone has the right to a nationality, and then there's a UN, and then there's American. So there's a European Union even. Where Europeans are like, hey, yeah, we're over here doing our thing over here. If there's all these nations on the planet, how is there stateless people? Because everybody has a nationality. So how is there stateless people? Because it's all mental. The stateless people aren't really stateless. They have a nationality. They just haven't proclaimed it, which is why Noble Drew Ali said you must proclaim your nationality. Because if you don't, they're going to assume you're Negro, black, colored, and all the other BS who you just got to sit there and, take what they're given. Because you're stateless. You ever notice someone from another country that's not on the Americans or the America's side, right? They come over here. They buy one house. In 10 years, they have a community. We've been here We've been here, right? We've been here, and we haven't done what they did yet, because it's mental. They've cut off our ability to do for self, because the pinnacle of that with our people is the Moorish paradigm. Ain't nothing else, because everything is that. The Egyptian stuff is that. The Hebrew stuff is that. The metaphysical stuff is that. Everything is the Moorish paradigm. So the step is getting as much information about this Moorish paradigm as you could get. And don't go out there buying any packages for $5,000 and $20,000 and stuff like that, because some guy said you see Kutro talk about it, that, the stateless, so to get you out of the stateless, you give us 5,000 and then we'll set you up with the paperwork for it. And then come back to us after, well, I went and studied the Moorish thing, but then this guy took $5,000. We never said buy anything. We said study. Go in the BitChute stuff and put Moors in there, see what comes up. Forget pulling in whatever these people are talking about. You've seen somebody talking crazy, and you said, oh yeah, that's something for me to check out, because no, the Moorish stuff is how you're supposed to look at that stuff. Dark net and the coffin opening and the guys coming out and all that. The same way you look at that, look at the Moorish paradigm. Same way you look at Ethan Hawke and all that, look at the Moorish paradigm. 007? It's about the Moorish paradigm. Once you get a solid base, with that, you can build anything after. Because like the Moorish master teacher said, you have to get up where you fell down. And globally, we fell as Moors. So we have to rise as Moors. Free rise of the Moors, by the way. Free the Moorish militia. Right. But again, the point. The right of every child to acquire a nationality, international legal framework. The right of everyone to a nationality is enshrined in Article 15 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and is recognized in many other international and regional human rights instruments. The fundamental nature of the right to a nationality and the prohibition of arbitrary deprivation of nationality have been reaffirmed by the General Assembly in its Resolution 50152 and the Human Rights Council in its resolutions. States must enact laws governing the acquisition, renunciation, and loss of nationality in a manner that is consistent with their international obligations, including in the field of human rights. In particular, states have a responsibility to prevent and reduce statelessness in appropriate cooperation with the international community in accordance with the Assembly resolution and Council resolution. Why have they not helped our people? Why have they not helped our people? Why have they not helped? Because you're stateless. And once there's statelessness, if they're a vampire and they feed off statelessness, why would they want you to have a nationality? You're their food if you don't have a nationality. That's just what it is. It's nothing personal. You're food. Don't get mad. Stop being food. Because they're going to eat. They don't care what you go through. It's irrelevant. You're food. This stuff is really a zombie movie. Right? This is what's going on right now. Is all those movies that you had to sitting down and you had the good spliff and you're like, yo, this movie is crazy. All that's right now. All that's right now. And the only way that you can tiptoe out of it is if you have a nationality. And then look at all the other nationals. They look worried about some stuff out there. How come they're targeting certain people with the BS? How come they're only targeting certain people with the BS? You better realize what's going on. You know what I mean? We're not talking to be talkable. We already know what's up.
Islam.
Game. Islam, more.
What's good, Joe?
Yo, we're out here. We're out here. We're back in the scene.
Yes, sir. Always. You ain't never left. Hey, real talk, man. You know,
what's good, more?
Man, talking about nationality never gets old because, like, I don't think our people realize we're not the only ones who go into this paradigm as a nation.
Exactly.
You know, it's y'all think it's something hidden. This nationality is actually occult knowledge, like the using of the bloodline and you know, tapping into ancestral, you know, things and flags and all that kind of stuff. That's occult knowledge. And I wanted to real quick just, you know, show something because I've been
Mark, put it in there.
Okay.
You already know.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on.
You already know.
How can I? Oh, okay. Here I go. All right, so I got this book, right? It's called The Message of Aquaria. And it's old. This is about the time the prophet came out. Well, was around. And it's funny because this is from the Order of the Christian Mystics. All right, so they got their little sign and symbol. You know, they're using our pyramid. You know how everybody does. And 1923. And they said something real interesting because it's pretty much like a guide, or a cult guide on what the age of Aquarius means, you know, as far as they understand it and whatever. But they get to this part, and this is what blew my mind, right? Now, they're saying in these times that a seal is going to be placed of understanding on certain people's so-called forehead. You know, there was, you know, if you look at the Bible, remember, sometimes they talk about the mark of the beast, and then they also talk about the mark by the seal of the angels, though. So they were talking about, they say here, the seal placed by the angel on the forehead, third eye or whatever, of the chosen ones is the light of understanding. If you understand this national paradigm, you are so-called one of them Israelites, them chosen ones. But this is what got me. They literally said, for only those who uphold the banner of their tribe and march forward into the new age with their leader, Prophet Noble Ali, are sealed and counted among the chosen ones, i.e. those who, having recognized their tribe and given their allegiance to its what does it say? Sorry. To its banner are sealed or chosen as conscious and intelligent instruments to leaven the great mass of humanity, right? So someday the banner of our tribe will be presented to each of us, and we will recognize it with a thrill of joy as we would our country's flag. I'm going to give you something to shout about, Moors, right? So then they go even further, and it's crazy. Now, we all know, for us who do know, the vibration of our five-pointed star, Venus energy. Each country or nation on earth is the vehicle for the expression of the forces of a certain star, which is its genius, our genetics. And from that star emanate the vibrations which give the country or nation, right?
Read that again. Read that again. Read that
okay,
again.
right,
Read that
from
again.
here, from here.
Read that again.
Okay.
Yeah. From the top.
Okay. Check this out. Each country or nation on earth is the vehicle for the expression of the forces of a certain star, which is its genius. You think the prophet was playing when he said our star is a red flag with the 5-pointed green star? Venus? He's telling you where we from, what this is about. 50,000 years old. And look, check this out more. And from that star emanate the vibrations which give the country or nation its peculiar characteristics.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Wow.
So y'all keep playing, thinking that these so-called Europeans, these Christians, these people or whatever, don't know what's up with nationality.
Don't know what's up.
They literally saying you can't move forward in any spiritual group, nothing, without knowing your banner, without knowing your flag, without your leader. It's going to be presented to you. And this flag, the prophet is smacking half of y'all in the face every damn day. And y'all fighting it. And it's literally it's literally the vibration of this age of Aquarius.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's a reading I've been wanting to get off my chest for a while.
Yeah, that's a good one. Give thanks for getting it off your chest more anytime.
I did it on some other platforms. I was like, hold on, this nationality, these people, for all you spiritual mystics out there and y'all, we are all one. It doesn't matter your nationality.
Put the book out again. Because people are going nuts right now. Just put the book out again before they go tell. Put the book out again. Oh yeah, so this is yeah, you're back.
Okay. Yeah. Come on, man. Let's go, man. What y'all gonna do about that, baby? This is the prophet letting you know what's up, man.
The prophet's letting you know.
Come on, this 1923. You think the prophet was on the scene? He was hot and heavy. You know what I'm saying? You
the
think
message of Aquarius. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
the
bro.
Message of Aquarius.
Yeah, this.
You know what? Read that one again. Read that one again.
Okay. Let me go in. Let me go in from the top, man.
Oh, this is crazy.
Now look at this, man. Message of Aquarius.
Like
I said, 1923. Now this is the second rendition because I believe the first one came out in like 1921. Yeah. All right. So check them out. They go deep in some of these knowledges. So when they get to nationality, this chapter is called Jacob and Esau. Go figure, huh? But look, let's start from the top. Because if you don't understand what's up with this, you haven't received the light of understanding. The seal placed by the angel on the foreheads of the chosen ones is the light of understanding. All right, you got to have that first, okay? You don't got that, then I don't know. That's you young Pharaoh and them. So look, for only those who uphold the banner of their tribe, only those, and march forward into the new age with their leader, Prophet Noble Ali, are sealed and counted among the chosen ones, i.e., those who, having recognized their tribe and given their allegiance to its banner are sealed or chosen as conscious and intelligent, because you are who your forefathers were. Conscious and intelligent instruments to leaven the great mass of humanity. Someday, the banner of our tribe will be presented to each of us, and we will recognize it with a thrill of joy as we would our country's flag. Come on, man. And so, part 2, easy, right? Each country or nation on earth is the vehicle for the expression of the forces of a certain star, which is its genius. And from that star emanate the vibrations which give the country or nation its peculiar characteristic. What's our stars, more? Venus, love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. A banner or national flag, right, symbolizes the highest attainment and ultimate perfection of that people. And so the prophet brought us back everything it takes to uplift the nation. He brought us our banner and our flag back. Our divine.
Man, and these are the Christian mystics.
These are
who
Christian
know.
mystics. Come on, man. And
These are Christian mystics who know. If the Christian mystics know, then why are you debating Moors? Get with the program.
Straight up.
And there's the seal, on the forehead right there.
Right there. You feel me? Let me grab my charger. Yes, sir. That is the seal.
The seal right there.
That's it. Identify yourself. Straight up.
Right. Like they go on to say, the provisions that protect the right of every child to acquire a nationality should be read in the light of general principles of international human rights law, including the guiding principles that inform the implementation of all rights under the Convention on the Rights of the Child. Critical among these are the principles of non-discrimination and the best interests of the child. All right, parents who don't know, you better write this stuff down or whatever. The principle of non-discrimination is a governing principle in international human rights law and applies to the interpretation and realization of the right to a nationality. It implies that children have the right to acquire a nationality irrespective of the child's or his or her parents' or legal guardian's race, color, sex, language, religion, political, or other opinion, national, ethnic, or social origin, property, disability, birth, or other status. Where a child is precluded from obtaining a nationality on discriminatory grounds, this amounts to arbitrary deprivation of nationality. Article 9 of the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women requires states to grant women equal rights with men with right to the nationality of their children, echoing the obligation contained in Article 2 and 7 of the Convention of the Rights of a Child. How much more has to be said?
I don't know. Maybe if we do a handstand and say it, they'll pay more attention or something. I don't know. Maybe a backflip.
One hand or two hands. One hand or two hands.
Man, maybe I got to do a backflip, a couple twists, something.
And again, just so that, you know, just so you don't forget. Just so you don't forget. Honest to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I know here they go with the countdown. So I guess they only let us back for an hour.
Okay. Yeah.
Islam to all the Moors.